What if I told you that most cancer patients don't get the full benefits from the cancer treatments given to them by their oncologist? Unfortunately, most oncologists don't give the patients a real and scientifically accurate answer. Some oncologists even say, eat whatever you want. Doesn't really matter. Nothing can be further from the truth. If the cancer comes back, almost certainly it's because the stem cells of the cancer regenerated the cancer. So, good news. There's foods that can kill cancer stem cells. Like what?
Have you ever felt a surge of panic wondering if your so-called healthy foods might be quietly fueling cancer, driving you toward harsher treatments or a devastating relapse? Brace yourself, because in this urgent video featuring Dr. William Lee, we'll reveal the 5 everyday foods that could be tearing down your body's defenses. One of them is a breakfast favorite praised by nutritionists for years, yet it may be pushing you closer to danger each morning. Stay with me, because in just 30 seconds, you'll learn exactly how to dodge this threat before it's too late. Food number 1. Salmon.
Let me tell you how inflammation actually sparks cancer growth. There's a lot of different ways. One thing is that inflammatory cells can release cytokines. These are sort of growth fertilizers to the cancer cells in order to make the cancer cells divide and grow more aggressively. So the cytokines from inflammatory cells that are part of inflammation actually just make the cancer start rip roaring in terms of its own growth potential. The other thing that inflammatory cells do, inflammation, is they trigger blood vessels to grow around cancer cells, around the tumor. And these blood vessels actually grow towards the inflammation and into the cancer cells mass, where they begin to feed the cancer cells.
Salmon is often praised as one of the healthiest foods a person can eat. Doctors and nutrition experts recommend it because it's full of omega-3 fatty acids, special fats known to protect the heart, support brain health, and fight inflammation. People who care about their health naturally choose salmon, trusting grocery labels and health websites that call it a superfood. Salmon is regularly listed among the best foods anyone can eat, making it a popular choice for health-conscious families. But behind salmon's healthy reputation is a hidden problem many people don't know about. Salmon, especially farmed salmon, can secretly contain harmful substances. Fish, including salmon, can absorb dangerous heavy metals like mercury from polluted oceans and rivers. Salmon also often contains other toxic chemicals like dioxins and PCBs, which come from industrial pollution. In 2022, scientists tested salmon from several farms and found worrying amounts of mercury. Over time, eating salmon regularly with these hidden toxins can seriously harm important organs like the liver and nervous system. This damage makes it harder for your body to heal and fight diseases, letting cancer cells quietly grow without being stopped. Another hidden issue with salmon is how it can affect the body's balance between acid and alkaline levels. Our bodies naturally want to be slightly alkaline because that helps our cells stay healthy. But animal proteins, like those in salmon, can push the body toward acidity if eaten often.
Cancer cell, when a cancer starts, it doesn't have a blood supply. But when actually inflammation sets in, it's one of the factors that can actually attract new blood vessels that grow up towards the tumor. And those new blood vessels bring oxygen and nutrients that begin feeding the cancer. Now, I worked in a laboratory that studied this. And what was shown is that if you keep a tumor without a blood supply, it can't grow larger than 2 to 3 millimeters in diameter. That's about the size of the tip of a ballpoint pen. But if you allow the blood vessels to grow up and touch that nest of cancer cells and bringing that oxygen, bringing those nutrients, it can actually cause the tumor, the cancer, to grow 16,000 times in just 2 weeks. All right, that's explosive cancer growth permitted by angiogenesis, blood vessel growth, how they grow. So tumor angiogenesis is not what you want, but inflammation actually helps spark that tumor angiogenesis. So by eating foods that lower inflammation, you're actually tipping the balance away from growing cancer, right? That's cancer prevention.
Cancer cells love acidic environments. They grow faster and stronger when the body becomes too acidic. When salmon is cooked in unhealthy ways, such as frying it in heavy oils or seasoning it with lots of salt and spices, it creates even more acidity and inflammation. This makes it even easier for cancer cells to multiply. Eating salmon often, especially if it contains contaminants, can also harm gut health. Dr. Lee explains that a healthy gut has lots of good bacteria that help the body fight sickness. These helpful bacteria make important chemicals that strengthen our immune system and stop cancer cells from growing. But toxins like mercury and PCBs in salmon can irritate and inflame the gut lining. When the gut becomes inflamed, the good bacteria suffer, and harmful bacteria grow instead. A damaged gut allows toxins and germs to leak into the bloodstream, weakening the immune system. With the immune system weaker, cancer cells have a much better chance of spreading without being caught. Even though salmon itself doesn't have sugar, it can still indirectly feed cancer cells. First, salmon's acidic effect on the body creates the perfect conditions for cancer to grow. Second, heavy metals and chemicals from salmon overload the liver and detoxifying organs. A liver that is too busy dealing with toxins can't properly clear out cancer-causing substances, allowing cancer cells to secretly grow unchecked. Thankfully, Dr. Lee offers practical ways to safely enjoy salmon and avoid these problems. He suggests choosing salmon carefully, looking specifically for wild-caught salmon. Wild-caught salmon usually has fewer toxins and chemicals compared to farmed salmon. It's helpful to buy salmon from trusted suppliers who regularly test and prove their salmon is safe from dangerous toxins.
You've probably heard people say, eat lower on the food chain because the bigger fish have more likely to have heavy metals like mercury in them. And that's true. That's why you got to be careful about eating swordfish and tuna and some of these larger fish. But then people say, oh, eat really low in the food chain like anchovies and sardines and mackerel. Now, I actually happen to like sardines and mackerel, all right? But
another smart idea is to eat smaller fish instead of salmon more often. Fish lower on the food chain, like sardines and anchovies, usually have far fewer contaminants. These small fish still provide healthy omega-3 fats without the hidden dangers. Switching some salmon meals for these smaller fish reduces toxin intake and protects health. Dr. Lee also recommends balancing salmon with alkaline-forming vegetables like spinach, kale, broccoli, cucumbers, and bell peppers. These vegetables help lower acidity caused by salmon and protect cells from inflammation. Eating these vegetables alongside salmon meals helps the body stay balanced and healthy.
now, what are the best sources of marine omega-3 fatty acids? Well, you've probably heard about like tuna and salmon and oily fish. And it's true that marine fish are the best sources of omega-3s. Now, if you're a vegan, you can actually get it from plant-based sources as well, like chia seeds.
For people who want an even safer alternative, Dr. Lee advises choosing plant-based sources of omega-3 fats, like flax seeds, chia seeds, walnuts, or certain algae supplements. These foods contain a healthy omega-3 called alpha-linolenic acid ALA, which helps fight inflammation safely. In 2021, the World Health Organization even recommended these plant-based omega-3 sources as healthy alternatives to fish because they avoid the risk of mercury and other toxins. Ultimately, by carefully choosing salmon sources, balancing meals with vegetables, and trying safe plant-based alternatives, people can greatly lower the risk of cancer. Knowing these hidden dangers, risks many people don't realize exist, can make a huge difference. Understanding how to safely enjoy salmon can empower people to make better, healthier choices that protect against cancer. In the next section, viewers will discover another shocking food often praised for its health benefits. This food is common in kitchens around the world and is supposed to help with digestion and heart health. But secretly, it floods the body with sugar, harmful yeast, and toxins that damage the gut. Keep watching to learn what this surprising food is, and how Dr. Lee says we can protect ourselves from its hidden dangers. Food number 2, whole wheat bread.
And you go to the bread section to buy bread, all right? And that's where the problem actually begins. So let's talk about the most common kinds of bread that you find in the grocery store. And the problem that starts is because most of them are mass-produced, factory-made, ultra-processed foods, all right? Now you know already that ultra-processed foods aren't good. And when bread, which could be very easily baked, right? You think about it. If you actually make the dough, make it rise, and put it in the oven and bake it, that's it. It's been done for thousands of years, right? It's a rustic tradition. Nope, that's not a factory. The factory actually has to machine it and add all kinds of stuff to it. And that's where you actually get the problems: refined flour and added sugar and all these additives and chemical preservatives. These are all things that you don't want to have in your body. All right.
Whole wheat bread is commonly thought of as a very healthy choice. Many people believe it's much better for you than white bread. Packages of whole wheat bread often point out how much fiber it has, along with vitamins and minerals. Doctors and nutritionists usually tell their patients to choose whole wheat bread because it can help with digestion and keep blood sugar levels steady. With all this advice, it's easy to see why so many families pick whole wheat bread as part of their daily diet. But whole wheat bread might not be as healthy as most people think. Modern wheat has changed a lot from the wheat grown many years ago. Farmers have bred wheat plants to produce bigger crops, but this new kind of wheat often has more gluten. Gluten is a protein found in wheat, and many people have trouble digesting it. When people eat a lot of gluten, their digestive system can become irritated and inflamed. Over time, this inflammation makes the body more acidic. Another hidden issue is that some whole wheat breads aren't as healthy as they seem. Even though a loaf may be labeled whole wheat, it might still contain refined or partly refined wheat flour. Refining wheat removes fiber and nutrients, causing bread to digest faster. This fast digestion can lead to quick spikes in blood sugar. Dr. Lee warns that sharp blood sugar spikes don't just give energy to normal cells. They also help cancer cells, which use sugar to grow and spread faster. Dr. Lee also points out that problems with whole wheat bread go beyond acidity and sugar spikes. When gluten irritates the gut, it can damage the lining of your digestive system.
Gluten actually is a protein, can trigger some health issues, right? Now, anytime you eat gluten, it goes out to your intestines, it triggers basically not just an allergic response, but like a really robust immune response, aggressive immune response that damages your small intestines. A lot of damage in the small intestines. Man, is that painful, all right? Makes you throw up. You got to get rid of all that gluten in your body, in your gut. And basically, if you keep on damaging your small intestines, it's going to lead to malabsorption of important nutrients, all right? And this is going to cause not only belly pain and cramping and gassy and bloatiness, but it's also, actually can cause fatigue and it can actually cause depression as well.
The gut lining is very important because it helps keep bad bacteria and toxins from entering your bloodstream. But if gluten constantly irritates and inflames your gut, good bacteria can't do their job, and your immune system may become weaker. Since about 70% of your immune system is in your gut, any irritation or inflammation there can seriously affect your health. When the gut is weakened, the immune system becomes less able to spot and destroy abnormal cells, allowing cancer cells to grow more easily. Eating whole wheat bread regularly, especially if it's highly processed or refined, contributes to cancer growth in several ways. First, bread that quickly turns into sugar causes insulin spikes. Insulin is a hormone that moves sugar into your cells. But high insulin levels make it easy for cancer cells to absorb sugar and grow quickly. Second, gluten irritation leads to constant inflammation. Scientists have found strong links between chronic inflammation and cancer growth, because cancer cells flourish in inflammatory environments. Lastly, the acidic environment caused by inflammation and gluten overload makes the body a perfect home for cancer cells. Cancer loves an acidic, low-oxygen environment, making it easier for tumors to grow and spread. A 2023 study from Harvard found a strong connection between eating lots of refined or partially refined whole wheat products and an increased risk of colon polyps, which can become cancerous. Dr. Lee noted that choosing better, less processed carbohydrates or healthier bread-making methods could greatly lower cancer risk. Simply put, eating the wrong kind of whole wheat bread can quietly increase a person's chance of developing cancer. Thankfully, there are practical ways to enjoy bread without the hidden dangers.
All right, what are some of the breads that are better for your health? Ready? Well, try this one. Sourdough bread. One of my favorite breads, all right? Now, this is a very, very traditional, old, medieval style bread, okay? And it'll come in a loaf. It's kind of brown on the outside. It's got little cracks on it. When you cut it open, it's kind of crusty on the outside. Cut it open, you smell it inside. It smells really great. It's got a little tangy flavor to it, all right? I'm going to explain to you that tanginess is what makes it really good. Because it's a bread that's made with a starter bacteria that's healthy, that's called Lactobacillus reuteri, L. reuteri, lactobacillus. Now, what is Lactobacillus reuteri? It's a healthy bacteria that used to be found in all of our guts. It's a healthy gut bacteria. It's also found in different kinds of food products. But researchers have actually discovered, and I'm one of those researchers, that Lactobacillus reuteri can actually help to fight tumors from growing. It boosts your immune system and gets your immune system strong. It actually lowers inflammation. All right. All the things that good, healthy gut bacteria does helps you heal from the inside out.
Dr. Lee suggests trying real whole grain sourdough bread. Authentic sourdough bread goes through a natural fermentation process, which helps break down gluten. This makes the bread easier for your body to digest, and it causes fewer blood sugar spikes. People who have trouble digesting regular bread often find sourdough easier on their stomach. Another good option is sprouted wheat bread. When wheat grains are sprouted, the process naturally reduces gluten and other hard-to-digest proteins. Sprouted bread also digests more slowly, keeping blood sugar stable. For people especially sensitive to gluten, Dr. Lee recommends gluten-free breads made from grains like buckwheat or quinoa. These breads are gentler on your gut, helping to lower inflammation and protect your immune system. Dr. Lee also recommends carefully controlling portions of bread and pairing it with foods high in protein or healthy fats. For example, eating a small amount of bread with an egg or avocado helps slow digestion and prevents sudden spikes in blood sugar. By choosing these smarter bread options and following portion control, families can enjoy bread without raising their cancer risk. It's important to remember that just because bread is labeled whole wheat doesn't guarantee it's safe or cancer preventive. Dr. Lee urges everyone to look carefully at how their bread is made and choose breads that truly protect their health, rather than quietly harming it. In the next part of this video, viewers will learn about another popular food that many think of as a perfect healthy snack or breakfast choice. This food, however, secretly floods the body with sugar, helping cancer cells thrive. Keep watching to discover the surprising dangers hidden inside this beloved food. Food number 3, peanuts.
Now, what are some of the types of foods that might have small amounts of trans fats that you might not even be aware of? Peanut butter, non-dairy creamer, vegetable shortening, commercial baking things like pie crusts, pastries. Just be careful about those. They might say 0 trans fats. Remember what I told you, they can actually contain up to 0.5. And this is, again, why those ultra-processed, factory-made food products, tricky, all right? When in doubt, cut them out, all right?
Peanuts are often considered a great snack choice because they offer protein, fiber, and healthy fats. Kids commonly enjoy peanut butter sandwiches at school, and athletes frequently use peanut butter to get extra protein without spending much money. Peanuts are affordable, tasty, and easy to add to daily meals, making them popular with millions of people who want quick, nutritious snacks. But peanuts have a hidden danger that many people never notice. Dr. Lee points out that peanuts can sometimes be contaminated with dangerous mold toxins called aflatoxins. These harmful substances are produced by molds such as Aspergillus flavus, which commonly grow on peanuts, especially in damp storage conditions. Aflatoxins are so harmful that the World Health Organization lists them as a significant risk factor for liver cancer. The liver is one of your body's main organs for removing harmful chemicals. When aflatoxins enter your body repeatedly over time, your liver can become overloaded and stressed. A stressed liver can't effectively clear out other dangerous substances, weakening the body's natural ability to defend itself against cancer. Peanuts can also contribute to other problems, such as increased acidity and inflammation in the body. Though peanuts are actually legumes, similar to beans and peas, they often become acidic during processing, especially when flavored, roasted, or salted. This extra acidity creates the ideal environment for cancer cells to thrive. Cancer cells prefer acidic conditions because they can multiply and spread more easily. Dr. Lee emphasizes that when the body is frequently inflamed or acidic from eating processed peanuts, the immune system can become weaker and less effective at catching early signs of cancerous growth.
And another one of your defense systems, your immune system, will have immune cells that wing by. They're conducting surveillance all the time. These immune cells are in our bodies, and they wing by that microscopic cancer. They see it. It's kind of like seeing a drug dealer on the corner of a peaceful neighborhood. Shouldn't be there, right? So what does the cop do? The police will actually interrogate the weird-looking guy, the suspicious-looking guy, and if they think they're suspicious enough, you're going to throw them in the back of the paddy wagon and take them away, cleaning up the neighborhood. And that's exactly what your immune system does. Okay, so the body is actually preventing blood vessels from growing to feed the cancer, so it's stuck at 1 millimeter. Now your surveillance system, the immune system, wings by, spots this abnormal microscopic cancer, says, hey, wait a minute, let's go check this out. Find out that it's a microscopic cancer, and then what they do is they actually then destroy the cancer, take it away, destroy it.
Peanuts can promote cancer cell growth in several indirect but important ways. First, because the liver is busy trying to clear out toxins like aflatoxins, it has fewer resources available to deal with other threats. This means it might not properly neutralize harmful substances known as free radicals, which can damage healthy cells and lead to cancer. Second, constant low-level inflammation caused by eating peanuts contaminated with mold toxins distracts your immune system. Instead of fully focusing on abnormal cells that could turn into cancer, the immune system has to deal with inflammation from peanuts, reducing its ability to fight cancer effectively. Another less obvious issue is that some people develop mild allergic reactions or sensitivities to peanuts. These reactions, even if mild, can cause chronic inflammation and further confuse the immune system. When the immune system is busy fighting off allergens or inflammation, it can't effectively watch for and destroy cells that might turn into cancer. Research backs up Dr. Lee's concerns about peanuts. A 2021 study looked at patients with existing liver issues who regularly ate peanut products. Scientists found these patients had higher levels of oxidative stress, harmful damage to cells caused by toxins and inflammation. Dr. Lee states that while peanuts by themselves aren't the direct cause of cancer for everyone, they can become dangerous when mold contamination is common and when a person's immune system or liver is already weak or compromised. Thankfully, there are simple and safe ways to avoid these hidden risks without giving up tasty snacks completely.
Now, nuts in general are a good source of healthy omega-3 fatty acids and also a great source of dietary fiber. They have a bioactive that can actually kill colon cancer stem cells. Let me explain what these are. Cancers are normal cells that have gone wild, berserk, mutant, and as these abnormal cells grow, they are replenished not only by dividing themselves, but they can actually be replenished by stem cells. Now, we can kill regular cancer cells with chemo, radiation, and immunotherapy, but these cancer stem cells are a real problem because they allow the cancer to come back.
Dr. Lee recommends choosing nut butters made from almonds or cashews instead of peanuts. Almond butter and cashew butter usually have much lower levels of mold contamination, and they still offer similar healthy fats and proteins. Switching to these nut butters significantly reduces the risk of mold toxins harming your liver. Another great alternative is seed butters, such as sunflower seed butter or pumpkin seed butter. These seed-based spreads are particularly helpful for people who may have nut allergies or sensitivities. They provide healthy fats, protein, and fiber without the hidden mold risks that often come with peanuts. If someone still wants to eat peanuts, Dr. Lee suggests checking carefully for any visible signs of mold and choosing high-quality brands that regularly test their products for aflatoxins. Many reputable peanut brands conduct tests to make sure their products have very low toxin levels. By paying close attention and choosing trusted brands, peanut lovers can reduce their exposure to mold toxins significantly. In the end, it's crucial to recognize that peanuts, despite seeming harmless and healthy, can quietly introduce dangerous toxins into your diet. Eating contaminated peanuts regularly weakens the body's ability to defend itself from cancer. Being aware of this hidden danger empowers you to make safer choices, like almond butter, cashew butter, or seed butters, that provide the same delicious snacks without the hidden risks. The next food to watch out for might be even more surprising: cheddar cheese. Cheddar cheese can create a highly acidic and inflammatory environment in the body, secretly helping cancer cells to grow. Stay tuned to find out why cheddar cheese, often considered safe and healthy, might actually be harmful to your health and how you can protect yourself from its hidden dangers. Food number 4: oatmeal.
You've got instant oatmeal, and this is what I told you I grew up with, all right? These are super ultra processed. I would never feed it to a family today. It's the least desirable if you actually have a choice of rolled oats or steel cut oats. And the reason is that's ultra processed. And these oats are convenient. I got to tell you, this oatmeal is very convenient. They come in packages, and they're labeled in boxes, and they've got, cinnamon. They've got maple flavor. They come with apple pieces. Because they're often packaged in plastic, watch out. This ultra processed food packaging can actually contain microplastics that get shed in there. So this is another reason I'm giving you the caution that the ultra processed version of oatmeals are not the most desirable one.
Oatmeal is often thought of as one of the healthiest breakfast foods you can eat. It's frequently advertised as heart healthy and a great source of fiber. Packages proudly mention oatmeal's high fiber content, especially its beta-glucan fiber, known to help lower bad cholesterol. Doctors and dietitians regularly suggest oatmeal as a filling, nutritious breakfast choice. Many people who want to eat healthier or lose weight switch from sugary cereals to oatmeal, believing it's the smarter option. However, according to Dr. William Lee, oatmeal can have hidden health risks, depending on how it's grown, processed, and eaten. Certain oatmeal products, particularly instant or flavored varieties, might actually hurt gut health and feed cancer cells without people realizing it.
That's definitely not for the healthiest form of oatmeal. And sometimes they've got little bits of fruit that might be in there, like dried apples. And again, that's dried apples is ultra processed from someone else, some other company that put them in, and they're mixing them all together. And if you look at the side of the package, you'll see all those ingredients that are in there. So definitely check the ingredients and make sure that you're comfortable with everything that you're actually eating. Now, instant oatmeal cooks super fast, like, just a couple of minutes, boom, you're done. They're kind of mushy because they're already pre-cooked and pretty massaged. And so that's not really the ideal way, but they're super convenient. And that's really what led us down this path of eating a lot of ultra convenient food, cheap and fast. But now we know cheap and fast may not be the best way to actually have your breakfast. You'd rather, like every other meal, have a little bit of the less processed food, have the whole food. That version is best.
One major hidden risk in oatmeal is the extra sugar often added to instant varieties. Instant oatmeal packets frequently contain sugars like brown sugar, cane sugar, or even high fructose corn syrup. A nutrition study from 2022 found that some single packets of instant oatmeal contain as much as 12 to 16 grams of sugar or more per serving. Adding extra sweeteners or sweetened milk raises sugar levels even higher. This matters greatly because cancer cells grow fastest when there's plenty of sugar available. Each time blood sugar spikes, insulin also spikes, sending sugar straight into cells, including cancer cells. Dr. Lee consistently emphasizes that stable blood sugar levels make it harder for cancer cells to quickly multiply. Instant oatmeal's added sugars can unintentionally support tumor growth. To lower this risk, Dr. Lee suggests choosing plain oatmeal labeled 100% whole grain oats, without added flavors or sweeteners.
Then toppings, all right? I love adding healthy things to my healthy oatmeal. So here's some suggestions. Berries, strawberries, blueberries. Strawberries have ellagic acid, anti-inflammatory, good for your metabolism. Blueberries have anthocyanins, anti-inflammatory, good for your metabolism. They both cut off the blood supply, feeding cancers. What's not to like about that? They're also good for our stem cells to help us heal. And you can actually add some crushed nuts if you want to use this as an opportunity to add some tree nuts to your oatmeal. Pistachios, walnuts, hazelnuts. Those are all great things to add to oatmeal. And you can add some cut fruit.
Natural toppings like cinnamon, unsweetened coconut flakes, or chopped nuts can enhance flavor without extra sugar. He also recommends keeping portions moderate, around half a cup of dry oats, to better control blood sugar spikes. Another hidden danger in oatmeal involves possible contaminants, such as glyphosate and heavy metals. Glyphosate is a chemical herbicide often sprayed on oats to dry them quickly for harvest. Several consumer reports have detected glyphosate residues in oatmeal brands. The World Health Organization classifies glyphosate as a probable carcinogen, meaning it could potentially cause cancer. Dr. Lee notes that repeated exposure to any possible cancer-causing chemical can strain the body's detox systems and weaken natural cancer defenses over time. Additionally, oats can sometimes contain small amounts of heavy metals like lead and cadmium, especially if grown in contaminated soil. Regular exposure, even at low levels, can gradually increase inflammation and cell damage. To limit these contaminants, Dr. Lee advises choosing organic oatmeal brands, as organic oats typically have fewer pesticide residues. Researching companies that test their oats for glyphosate and heavy metals can further protect health. He also recommends rotating oatmeal with other nutritious grains, such as quinoa, buckwheat, or millet, to avoid consistently eating one potentially contaminated food source. Even if oatmeal is plain with no added sugar, another hidden risk is that certain types of oatmeal, especially instant or quick cooking oats, can still cause blood sugar spikes. These highly processed oats break down quickly, causing rapid increases in blood sugar levels. A 2023 study from a diabetes research institute showed people who regularly ate instant oats experienced sharper insulin spikes compared to those eating less processed oats. High insulin environments feed cancer cells, since malignant cells aggressively absorb glucose. Dr. Lee often stresses that managing insulin levels is crucial for slowing cancer cell growth.
So you probably have seen steel-cut oatmeal, steel-cut oats, or oatmeal from steel-cut oats. And this is probably the best kind of oatmeal to have. You know why? Because it has the least amount of processing. As we know, when you actually have whole foods that are not very processed and definitely not ultra processed, that's the best form for your actually health. So what are actually steel-cut oats? Well, oats are from the plant. They're these little kernels. And what to get steel-cut oats, what they do is they toast the oat kernels, and then they cut them into pieces with a steel blade. All right, chop, 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 and then when you buy them, they're just ready to be soaking in water, like hot water, boiling water, and you can cook them. It takes in water maybe 30 to 40 minutes to actually cook them when you're stirring them. All right. But then they actually hydrate. In other words, they soak up the water and they're nice and soft, and you've got some nice oatmeal. This is something you can actually do, by the way, the night before with steel cut oats. Something easy to prepare for the next day. So then you just open up the fridge and heat some up. All right. So steel cut oats are probably the best. Next, you have rolled oats. You probably have seen rolled oats. And if you didn't, now I want to tell you, rolled oats are a little chewier than steel cut oats. And these are actually really good if you're making oatmeal cookies because of the texture, the chewy texture. So what's a rolled oat? All right, it's actually the whole oat kernels that are steamed, and it softens them up, steams them up, and steaming them gives the oats a creamier texture. Then they're flattened out and rolled flat. Okay, kind of like pizza dough, so to speak, and that changes the texture. You get this creamy texture, and then they dry those rolled oats in an oven. As you can tell, it's a little bit more processed than the steel-cut oats. It's still okay, not too processed, but doing that actually changes the nature of the oats a little bit, which is why it starts to get into ultra-processed. But it's got a lot of faster cooking time because it's already steamed. All right, it's basically already cooked. And all you got to do is to heat that in water for maybe 5, maybe 10 minutes max. Quick cooking, because it's basically already cooked oats.
To prevent this, Dr. Lee recommends choosing steel-cut or old-fashioned rolled oats instead, which digest more slowly and cause gentler blood sugar rises. Combining oats with protein or healthy fats, such as chia seeds, flax seeds, nut butters, or eggs, can further slow carbohydrate absorption. He also advises against eating large carbohydrate-heavy meals first thing in the morning, suggesting oatmeal be balanced with protein or healthy fats to prevent blood sugar spikes. The toppings people put on oatmeal can pose yet another hidden risk. Although oatmeal itself can be healthy, popular toppings like sugary dried fruits, granola, caramel syrups, and artificial creamers drastically increase sugar and inflammation. These ingredients raise the oatmeal's glycemic load, contributing to an acidic, inflammatory environment in the gut. Dr. Lee explains that chronic inflammation can weaken the body's ability to recognize and stop abnormal cell growth, thus supporting cancer growth indirectly. To avoid inflammatory toppings, Dr. Lee recommends choosing fresh fruits low in sugar, such as blueberries, strawberries, or raspberries, which offer antioxidants without high sugar levels.
Okay, now the other thing is if you wanted to add a splash of dairy to it, that's fine. We're going to talk about dairy in just a little bit, but I also suggest that this is a good opportunity to use a plant-based milk. Soy milk works well. Almond milk works well. Oat milks work well. Cashew milk, all great options if you want to actually create a little bit of that creaminess to your steel cut oatmeal that you made the night before.
Using unsweetened almond, coconut, or hemp milk can also reduce sugar intake. Adding spices like vanilla extract, nutmeg, or cinnamon provides flavor without increasing sugar or inflammation. Gut health is another area impacted by oatmeal choices. While oatmeal's soluble fiber can promote gut health, heavily processed oatmeal or oatmeal containing glyphosate residues may irritate and inflame the gut lining. A damaged gut lining lets toxins and undigested particles enter the bloodstream, causing inflammation and weakening the immune system's ability to identify and eliminate abnormal cells. Dr. Lee cautions that highly processed or sugary oatmeal can slowly shift the body's internal environment toward acidity, creating conditions favorable for cancer growth. Cancer cells prefer acidic, inflamed environments because they can multiply and spread faster under such conditions. Fortunately, safer oatmeal choices exist. Dr. Lee suggests steel-cut or old-fashioned oats, which take longer to cook but produce smaller blood sugar spikes. Pre-soaking oats overnight can also reduce contaminants, improve digestibility, and increase nutrient absorption. Adding anti-inflammatory spices like turmeric, ginger, or cinnamon can protect gut health and reduce inflammation. Finally, mindful portion sizes, moderate servings combined with protein-rich or vegetable sides, can create balanced meals that lower cancer risks. By recognizing and avoiding these hidden oatmeal risks, people can still enjoy oatmeal's benefits without unintentionally promoting cancer growth. Food number 5: cheddar cheese.
Now, here's where my caution to you actually comes in. It's not healthy to actually eat lots and lots of Parmesan Reggiano cheese or any cheese, frankly. It's very salty, does have saturated fats. All right. So you get a huge salt load as well as a saturated fat load along with it.
Cheddar cheese often seems like a healthy food choice because it provides calcium and protein, two important nutrients our bodies need. TV commercials and food labels often tell us that cheese helps make bones stronger and muscles healthier. Many people feel good about eating cheddar cheese with sandwiches, adding it to snacks, or melting it over vegetables, believing it's good for their overall health. But cheddar cheese has hidden risks that many people overlook. Cheddar is an aged cheese, meaning it undergoes fermentation. During fermentation, milk proteins and fats break down, creating substances like lactic acid. This extra acid pushes cheddar cheese into the acid-forming food category. Eating many acid-forming foods regularly can overload the kidneys, making it harder for your body to keep a healthy balance of minerals like calcium. When the body struggles with acidity, it sometimes takes calcium from bones to neutralize the acids. Over time, losing calcium from bones can lead to thinning and weaker bones. Additionally, cheddar cheese sometimes contains trace amounts of molds or microbes because of the aging process. While most people won't notice this, it can cause trouble for people with weaker immune systems or those who are sensitive to molds. Aged cheeses typically carry a higher renal acid load, meaning your kidneys must work harder to clear out acids. Constantly fighting acidity not only weakens bones but also creates an environment that helps cancer cells grow.
Right? So most people don't develop clinical cancers, but because of these health defenses. But if any of these health defenses fail, all right, then it gives cancer an edge, a chance to actually overcome the blood vessel system and grow their own blood vessels, overcome the immune system, escape the immune system. And if you actually have inflammation around, inflammation is kind of like pouring gasoline onto the embers of a fire. It's going to cause it to rear right up and start to actually become very ferocious and fearsome, right? So what do we want to do when it comes to food for cancer prevention? Well, what we want to do is to shore up, ramp up, activate our body's health defenses. So what's already pretty good? Let's make it better. Let's raise the shields, all right? Every little bit of edge that we can get, and our health defenses helps to beat back cancer.
Cancer thrives in acidic conditions, and a diet high in aged cheddar cheese can quietly encourage cancer-friendly environments inside your body. Cheddar cheese also impacts gut health in ways many people don't realize. Dairy products like cheese contain proteins such as casein and sugars like lactose. Many individuals have trouble digesting these dairy components, especially lactose. For these people, cheddar cheese can cause stomach upset, bloating, or inflammation in the gut. Dr. Lee explains that when the gut becomes inflamed or irritated, the delicate balance of good bacteria, gut flora, can be disrupted. Healthy gut bacteria help produce special substances called short-chain fatty acids, which protect the gut lining and help keep inflammation under control. If dairy products upset this balance, harmful bacteria or fungi can start growing, weakening gut health and immunity. With weaker gut health, your body becomes less effective at catching and stopping early signs of cancer. Cheddar cheese supports cancer cell growth in several important ways.
Now, normal healthy organs have stem cells, right? And our stem cells, our healthy stem cells can rebuild those. But cancer is very, very sneaky. So tumors can have their own cancer stem cells. And these cancer stem cells help to regenerate the cancer if you actually cut it out or treat it, all right? And that's when you hear people saying, oh, they had cancer come back. Well, it's the stem cells that actually help them regrow and establish themselves. That's what recurrence of cancer is all about, all right? So all those things that I told you want to do, you want to kill cancer stem cells, you want to cut off the blood supply feeding a cancer, you want to help your body repair the DNA, you want to lower the inflammation, and you want to boost the immune system.
First, by increasing acidity in the body, it creates the exact environment cancer cells need to thrive. Cancer cells grow faster and spread more easily in an acidic environment. Second, cheddar cheese can cause inflammation because of dairy proteins like casein. Casein can trigger immune responses in sensitive individuals, creating long-term inflammation. Dr. Lee emphasizes that chronic inflammation distracts the immune system, reducing its ability to detect and destroy abnormal cells. Third, cheddar cheese is high in saturated fat. While small amounts of saturated fat aren't harmful, eating large amounts from cheddar cheese can increase inflammation, making your body less able to protect against cancer growth. Science shows that cheddar cheese and other dairy products have complicated connections to cancer risk. Some studies found fermented dairy products, like certain types of cheese, might have protective benefits in some populations. But other studies showed higher risks of certain cancers, especially hormone-sensitive cancers like breast or prostate cancer, in people who consumed large amounts of dairy regularly. Dr. Lee notes that this mixed result means people should carefully consider their health status and choose dairy wisely. Cheddar cheese, with its high acidity and aging process, can be particularly problematic for anyone with existing digestive issues or those who eat many other acidic foods. Fortunately, there are healthier and safer dairy choices that lower these hidden risks.
Now, I'm not recommending that you eat cheese to battle cancer, nor am I actually telling you cheese is a health food. But I want to actually show you how this dairy product, cheese, does have some evidence that it can be beneficial and is associated with lowering the risk of both heart disease and cancer when you eat it in moderation. All right. Now, the reason I'm telling you this is because, look, many of us love cheese. Me too. All right. And so rather than feel completely guilty, and you should know that the research is showing that there's some benefits. The key, absolutely key to eating cheese is moderation. All right.
Dr. Lee recommends fresh cheeses, like cottage cheese or mozzarella, as good alternatives. These cheeses don't age for long, meaning they have lower acidity levels and fewer mold or microbial issues. Eating fresh cheeses in moderation can help avoid the acidity and inflammation that cheddar cheese often causes. Plant-based cheeses made from almonds, cashews, or soybeans are another excellent alternative. These products usually lack the acidic properties of traditional dairy cheese and contain fewer harmful inflammatory proteins. Plant-based cheeses also don't include lactose or casein, making them easier on sensitive digestive systems. For anyone who finds dairy cheese causes bloating or discomfort, these plant-based cheeses offer tasty alternatives without harmful side effects. Dr. Lee also suggests careful moderation when eating cheddar cheese or any other aged dairy product. Eating smaller portions and pairing cheddar cheese with alkaline-forming vegetables can help lower its acidic impact. For example, having cheddar cheese with spinach, kale, cucumbers, or leafy greens helps balance out the body's acidity levels. These vegetables provide minerals and nutrients that counteract the acid-forming effect of cheese, helping maintain a healthier internal environment. Cheddar cheese may look like a safe, healthy snack or meal ingredient, but it can secretly shift your body chemistry in ways that encourage cancer cells to grow. By being aware of these hidden dangers and choosing smarter alternatives, fresh cheeses, plant-based options, and pairing cheddar cheese carefully, you can still enjoy cheese without quietly increasing your risk for cancer. Next, we'll provide an extended overview, showing clearly and simply how to safely replace these risky foods with healthier alternatives. To effectively reduce cancer risks linked to certain foods, you can start by embracing alkaline-forming foods.
Another one that people should consider are dark leafy greens. Now, it sounds like it might be trite to say that, but I can tell you that there are chemicals that have been identified called sulforaphanes and isothiocyanates that are present in chicory, in broccoli sprouts, in kale, radicchio, lots of these, and anthocyanins. There's lots of these natural chemicals. And in the lab and in the clinic, they actually all been shown to be associated with being able to help fight cancer.
Leafy greens like spinach, kale, and collard greens are especially beneficial. These vegetables contain chlorophyll and magnesium, nutrients that help reduce acidity in the body. Cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, and Brussels sprouts also provide powerful benefits. They contain special compounds such as sulforaphane, which, according to the American Cancer Society, may help prevent tumors from growing. Additionally, herbs and spices like turmeric, ginger, and garlic are recommended by Dr. Lee because they have strong anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties, boosting the body's defenses against cancer. Proper hydration is another simple yet powerful strategy. Drinking at least 8 glasses of plain water each day supports healthy kidney function, helping the body flush out toxins that might feed cancer cells. Lemon water is also useful. Although lemons taste acidic, once digested, they actually leave an alkaline residue in the body, helping to balance internal chemistry.
I think that you should consider drinking green tea. Green tea has catechins, natural polyphenols, that have been shown in virtually every single research study that's ever been done. It can actually lower inflammation, boost your immunity, cut off the blood supply feeding cancers, and actually help cancer patients also be a little bit more relaxed because it also lowers anxiety and lowers blood pressure.
Green tea is particularly beneficial because it contains catechins, special antioxidants that Dr. Lee highlights can slow the growth of blood vessels that tumors need to thrive. Managing stress and improving oxygen levels in cells are crucial for cancer prevention as well. Even just 20 minutes of daily exercise, such as a brisk walk, improves blood circulation and helps deliver oxygen to cells throughout the body. Cancer cells prefer low oxygen environments, so regular exercise can actively discourage cancer growth. Deep breathing exercises offer another effective approach, increasing oxygen levels in the body and making it less hospitable to cancer. Additionally, getting good quality sleep each night supports the body's repair processes and immune system. Poor sleep increases inflammation and weakens immunity, creating a more favorable environment for cancer growth. Dr. Lee strongly emphasizes the importance of a mindset shift, encouraging viewers to see food as powerful medicine rather than simply calories or nutrition. Every bite of food can either help or hurt the body's natural defenses against cancer. Avoiding or limiting foods like salmon, whole wheat bread, bananas, peanuts, and cheddar cheese can help restore gut health, reduce inflammation, and create a healthier, more alkaline internal environment. This simple shift can significantly strengthen the body's ability to protect itself against cancer. Please share this video and make sure to subscribe. Stay healthy.